Here we go. Welcome to another lonely Friday night. What a time it's been. Welcome to the loneliest show on the internet. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. Appreciate all of you being here to kick off another lonely weekend or watching this at your leisure whenever you are. Let's find out how lonely we truly are, huh? Everybody wants to know. Everybody's been asking all week. Will he be here? Won't he be here? He will.
No one's been asking that, Sam. That's a lie.
I'm trying to build a little. No, it hasn't come up once.
No one's been wondering if I'm here. No one.
No. The assumption is that you absolutely will be.
They want the opposite.
Which is what? Just nothing?
Nothing. Just nothing.
Just nothing.
Just darkness.
Just darkness.
One day they're just expecting darkness, and that's great.
Wouldn't it be? I will one day. I will go, is he here? And then right back to me. It'll go, is he here? Is he here? Is he here? No.
Darkness.
Nope, he's not here. But he is today. It's been a busy one. You know, I spent the morning rubbing elbows with the nature boy. Woo!
Thanks for the invite, by the way.
And guess what? I'm not going to say I know how to do podcasts better than other people, but let's just say he didn't walk off mine in a very awkward moment.
Yeah.
No, we were on, I did Busted Open this morning. I went back up to SiriusXM on a Friday, which, I mean, I kind of had to be very secretive about being there because people would have been like, what on earth is the last professional broadcaster doing in the building on a Friday?
That's when the commoners are there.
Exactly. Exactly, the plebs. But no, I was there with the plebs. Then we did Busted Open in studio, saw Thunder Rosa, did the show with Dave, and I didn't even know Ric Flair was coming. They didn't tell me because it was like a last minute, like, they didn't know if Rick was actually going to come, so they were like, do you want to just come do the last hour or hour and a half or whatever? I was like, yeah, I'll come in, whatever. And then once I was there, they were like, look, I think Ric Flair's coming. I was like, great. Let's talk to Ric Flair. And I mean, it was the geekiest wrestling talk. We were talking about the Von Erichs. We were talking about Bruiser Brody. He started doing Harley Race impressions. If you're a wrestling nerd, I mean, it was paradise. It was great. It was perfect.
I thought you went there just solely to get that Ric Flair pick. Kudos to you for showing up.
No, I was there to
work ethic.
I was just doing the show. I was there to make a big Sam Roberts impression. As I've always said, you throw up the Not Sam signal, and I'll answer the call. I was answering the call, and you get rewarded in life. You know, you go, of course. I have fun doing it. Dave LaGreca is a friend. He says, will you do this for me? I go, of course I will. What does karma reward me with? 25 minutes with the nature boy. Woo!
Nice.
It's great.
I hope you're doing this as well. You went on a little press run for Sam Roberts Now. You know, while you're there, hey, come listen to me tonight at 5. You should go. You should do one of these.
Do a junket?
Yeah, you should do a junket for Sam Roberts Now.
I should reach out to like the serious talent bookers and go like, I'd like to come in on Friday and let everybody know me and Hot Dog will be on YouTube tonight.
Yeah.
You want to do what? Yeah. I mean, look, I bet I could get on the morning mashup, you know. Mashup Nicole and I are doing the newly named, I think it's pretty official, Satisfying Podcast. Satisfying Podcast is a good name, right?
I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
It's very satisfying.
Very satisfying. Very satisfying. We're going to stay. We dropped the episode on Thursday morning, as always, here on the Not Sam YouTube channel. If you haven't watched it yet, after tonight's show, go back and watch episode 3 of the Satisfying Podcast with myself and Nicole Ryan. We'll do next week again here on the Not Sam channel. But I think that'll be the end of the pilot phase. I think after next week, it's time to let that show have its own channel, let that show have its own identity, and give it some water, give it some horse manure, allow it to grow.
It needs a bigger pot.
Needs a bigger pot. It's like Audrey 2 in Little Shop of Horrors. It just keeps growing and growing. Now it's going to need a giant pot, and it's going to need to eat full-size people. That's where Satisfying is getting to as a podcast. So if you haven't seen it, go check that out. But there's a lot, I mean, of course, going on in the world. I figure that with this show, we'll try to be an escape from the inhuman levels of barbaric evil happening. That's not the funnest thing to talk about, but it's hard to get around it. I mean, it's omnipresent. It affects all of us, I think, as we see it all happening. And I go, who could provide us with a distraction from that absolute barbaric evil? And Jada Pinkette Smith goes, hold my beer. I go, Jada, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? Now, Jada Pinkette Smith, I'm going to be honest with you. I couldn't care less about the Will and Jada relationship. Like, I was never curious at all about it until they were like, what if we gave you an uncomfortable amount of information about our personal life? And I was like, I mean, I guess and they keep going. I was like, I guess I'll take it. Like, if I knew as much about Jada and Will, if I knew as much about a friend as I do about Jada and Will, it would be uncomfortable between me and the friend. You know, like it's gotten weird. Like you overshared, and now I know too much information.
Every time you call me at 9 p.m. and just start blurting things out.
And you just start telling me all this really weird shit that you guys are doing as a couple, but you say it with this voice as if you're intellectually above the rest of us. Like you've figured out this thing, but you're completely destroying both of yourselves. And I mean, it seems like your children too. They didn't
You're having a what with your son's friend?
Huh? What did she call it?
An entanglement. Your friend called you and said, hey, Sam, I'm having an entanglement with my son's friend. Is that okay?
I'm like, I mean, you're not having sex with him, are you? No, yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, no, of course not. Why did you call it that? Why did you say, like, no, obviously that's not okay. You can't just call it an entanglement and then go, yeah, it's okay to have sex with your friend of your offspring. That's not but you didn't hear, it's an entanglement. I'm entangled within it. Untangle yourself. What are you doing?
It's a big entanglement.
Now, what if I'm, I know we're friends, Sam, and I'm just asking your advice, but keep in mind, I'm a hugely famous person, and my husband is even more famous than me. Still, maintain the entangle? No, Jada. No. What are you? I'm gonna go ahead and talk to everyone on Facebook about this. I'm gonna talk to you later, Sam. Wait. Hello? Oh, no, Jada. Oh, no. Now, there were already theories, right? When Will Smith got up and destroyed his career. Remember that when Will Smith destroyed his whole career? Remember Will Smith? Like, he spent all those decades building, like, this incredible career and reputation. And remember when he just totally destroyed all of it? You remember that, right?
He was just the Hollywood elite. He was in the top.
Top of the top.
Yeah.
He was literally in the room to accept his award for best actor in the world.
Now he's a laughingstock.
He destroyed himself. Yeah. And even then, people were like, I'm pretty sure this is Jada's fault. And like, however far we are removed from that, a year and a half, whatever it is, now Jada's coming out and going like, let me tell you the whole story. And everyone's like, Jada, this is so much worse. Like, we all thought it was your fault already, Jada. And it's just so much worse than it was before. Now, Will Smith isn't off the hook at all, but you are worse than we thought you were before. I don't know why you're doing this. Like, I'd have to be destitute. I'd have to have no money, and I'd have to be looking at my family starving. You could see their bones. They look like they're on an infomercial trying to get, it's only 30 cents a day. That's the shape my family would have to be in for me to write a book that would go, hey, if you want to buy this new book, it exposes what a horrendous person I am. Even worse than you thought. Right? Because I'd be like, well, at least my kids.
I hope there's a chapter on Bianca Belair.
Right. No, it's much worse than you thought. I know you were mad, but wait till I tell you what I was really thinking. Like, I don't understand the motivation. That's why, like, I'm not really even interested in the nuance. Like, I don't care about the details. I don't care about who's hooking up with who. I don't care. All I care about is trying to figure out, like, why are you doing this? Why?
She does not give a single shit about Will Smith. Like,
she couldn't.
Zero respect for the man. There's no way.
She couldn't respect him at all. I mean, I already watched, I forget who, I'd love to credit the person who did the YouTube doc. It was one of those like short docs. It might have been Sunny V2. I don't know. It was in the Sunny V2 style, I think. But somebody just did a YouTube doc about how bad Will Smith fucked up Jaden. And it was, they presented a pretty great case about how bad he fucked that kid up. I think he did.
How so? Give me the Sparks notes.
Well, Sparks notes. Well,
Sparks.
Basically, the two of them never said no to their kids. So the minute their kid was like, I want to do this, they were like, okay, let's throw everything at that. Like hot dog. I'm sure growing up, you had some harebrained ideas like that you would go, this is what I want to do, right?
I wanted to be a scientist.
Okay. Well, imagine if, and when you went to your mom and said, I want to be a scientist, after she said the word coño, what did she say?
Well, I mean, scientist is a positive thing. You could do what you want to be, but some, well, my dad was positive. My mom, not so much. My mom she said, you're ugly, but that's neither here nor there.
What does that have to do with being a scientist?
I don't know. She just put me down. She was negative, the negative influence.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's actually a much sadder story than I thought. Yeah. And we're probably going to have to unpack that later on at some,
sure.
Right. That's a different.
Whatever you thought I was going to go along with wasn't going to happen.
This is much sadder. Like, I feel super bad for you. You really went through some trauma.
No, yeah.
But that's besides the point. Honestly, that's neither here nor there. Because Jaden and Willow, they'd be like Jaden was like, oh, I want to start a water company that like people use less bottles. So they were like, okay, let's do it. And they just let him start a water company. I want to be an actor. Okay, let's push you in these big movies. Now, the thing is that when a kid, like if my kid came to me, and he has, and he goes, I want to start a YouTube channel, I'd say, buddy, you ain't ready for this smoke.
You're not built for this.
You're not built for this, homie. You're 6, dude. What are you going to say when those comments start coming in? What am I going to say when those comments start coming in? This is a bad idea.
You can have me filter out all the negative comments.
That's, again, bad. Bad to do that. Because you're like, then you're just living in an echo chamber where you're like, hey, good news, everybody. Everyone loves me. 100% of the people think I'm great, so I'm not going to change a thing, and I'm going to exist as if everyone thinks I'm awesome. And then everyone hates you, and you don't understand why. See, for like Jaden, he got put up on this pedestal so high that he thought he's like 13, 14 years old. And he thinks he's like this intellectual master, and he's sending out his tweets and everything, right? And he becomes the most hated person there is. Remember, I mean, Jaden Smith memes just rain down upon us, right? And that's because he was in this environment where it's like, okay, we'll just make you a movie star. And by the way, when you make someone a movie star, you're allowed to talk shit about movie stars. That's honestly the whole basis of this show. We can talk shit about movie stars. They're movie stars, right? So when Jaden and Will are in a movie together, and Jaden's a child, and people are just writing these articles like, hey, you know why that movie didn't do well? Because Jaden Smith is garbage. Like, can you imagine being a child?
That's not nice.
I know, and there's newspapers. It's the news. What's in the news today? Oh, it says you're garbage.
You suck.
Yeah, who's can deal with that? I'm sitting there.
Breaking news.
Right. I'm looking at Zach Wilson, the quarterback for the Jets, going, no human being. This guy is a 20-something-year-old Mormon from Iowa or Idaho, or wherever he's from, wherever the Mormons are from.
One of the eyes.
And everybody in New York is on the radio talking about what a piece of shit he is. And Joe Namath is showing up going like, you all are right. He sucks. I'm like, this adult man cannot withstand this type of talk. Nobody could. Now imagine if that gets thrust upon a child. It's crazy. But they go, no, we'll just say yes. We'll just say yes to everything. And they lived through it. They understand what this criticism is, but apparently they don't. Because even further, they're like, let's just tell everybody everything that's happening. So, of course, this all begins when, before the Oscars, before Will Smith destroyed his career and life, I guess, she was pretty open about the fact that she had been having an affair with, an entanglement with, what's his name? August?
August.
You can look it up. Yeah. Let me know what his name is when you find it. But she's having this entanglement, and that Will and Jada are in an open relationship. And that
Alsina.
August Alsina.
Alsina. Yeah.
And that Jada, and see in the chat, they're saying, to be fair, Jaden actually was garbage. That's what I mean. Like, can you imagine, hot dog, can you imagine an existence where people can just freely walk around and insult your son? Like, you could just walk around. Like, if somebody is like, yo, Sam, your son is trash. It's a fighting words. Right?
You can't fight 250 million people.
The odds are impossible. You can never win. And this is the world that, so she's, this whole thing happens, and Will does the slap, and then he does remember the apology he did like a year ago, and it was really fucking weird, and nobody bought it, and he was reading it, and it was just, nope, back to the drawing board. And then Chris Rock did the stand-up special where he was like, Will Smith sucks, and his last movie was shit. Remember that one?
Dunked on that motherfucker.
Yes, he did dunk on him hard. See? Monday Morning with Mike says, Sam, your son is probably awesome. He fucking rules, dude. But I wouldn't put him on that pedestal because I don't need you guys judging him. Okay? It's tough enough for you to judge me. Wow. Jada. Because usually you'd go, I'm going to put a book out because everybody thinks the Will Smith thing was my fault. So let me put a book out about how it wasn't my fault. Let me go full Snitsky on this and tell them it wasn't my fault. But Jada's going the other way and going, I would like to put a book out and just tell you it's way worse than you think it is.
It's actually not my fault.
Right.
It's Will Smith's fault.
Wow. Okay. So first, she does this interview with People Magazine. Okay.
Shout out to People Magazine. Woo woo.
They got the exclusive. They got the exclusive.
Yeah.
You didn't shoot this, did you?
I did not shoot that, but I put that bug up there probably.
You put that up there?
I threw that sucker up there.
My man.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah,
So People Magazine gets the exclusive, and this is where we find out that not only were Jada Pinkette Smith and Will Smith not ever in an open marriage, but all of a sudden, apparently, they've been separated for 7 años, for 7 years.
As time went on, there were different stages in my marriage where Will and I decided we were not together.
What?
Where we didn't tell the public, right? Where I was actually thinking about divorcing, separating. I mean, there have been several of those, right?
She did tell the public that, though, didn't she?
I've been thinking about divorcing, separating, not we.
Yeah, I mean, and didn't she tell the public there's been problems with our marriage, and that's why now we're in an open marriage?
That's why she fucked a 20-something-year-old.
Bro, can you imagine? This is your wife, just with all these ideas. All she wants to do is tell everybody
everything.
How Tupac is the love of her life. She did another interview, where I don't have the clip of, where she said Tupac proposed to her in jail. Why is she telling people that? Do you believe my Will Smith Tupac theory now?
If I all this extra information we're getting weeks later, you're painting a scene here. You're drawing a scene, or whatever the phrase is.
So you go along with her story. If she's telling the truth here, Will is going along with her story, going, okay, we can tell people we're in an open marriage. Okay, we can tell people that. And then a year and a half later, she comes out and she goes, that was all bullshit. That's double cuckery. That's terrible. You can't tell. I mean, Will should be like, you know what? We weren't in an open marriage. The marriage was over, and I just said that to appease her. Instead, she's like, yeah, no, I wasn't even with him. He said we were in an open marriage, and we weren't. And it's just like,
and she's still with Will, technically,
because they're not divorced,
right?
Do they live together?
She says in this interview however it ends up, however we decide to do our thing, whether I'm with someone else and he's with someone else, we're going to be living in the same house and we're going to make this work together, and whatever. And she says, I can't see my life without, I think she was joking around. I can't see my life without having the right to sign away when he's in the hospital bed.
It's a fucking weird thing.
Yeah, she said she wants to have the right to pull his plug no matter what happens. In a joking way, she said it during the interview.
It's not funny. That's not funny. Will, you gotta get out of there, Will. Will, watch this.
Yeah.
And so, and where we've gone and lived our separate lives.
What?
So I think within that is where people might have thought that, oh, they must be having an open relationship.
You said that you were. You had a red table and you talked at it. Right? Am I crazy? I feel very
gaslit.
Am I getting gaslit? Didn't she?
I think Jada's gaslighting everybody.
Why would I think I didn't care about their relationship until she started talking about it, and now she's doing this interview as if she never did that. What about?
I don't know. People are getting this weird idea that things were
from
they were
you
separated.
From you.
I don't know.
What do you mean no?
Why? I don't know why they thought that.
I mean, I have a red table. I don't know. I don't think I did a Facebook show. What are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I just want to set the record straight on the rumors that have been circulating.
This is what Jada would do. Oh, honey. Why are you talking to me like that? It's okay. What?
And we just didn't want people to know the dynamic of what was happening between us. We didn't think that that was anybody else's business. And so I think that that's where sometimes that confusion came in.
Confusion.
If she didn't want anybody to know what the dynamics of the relationship are, why did she do a Facebook show about the dynamics of her relationship?
That's all she talked about.
What's she talking about?
And then she's always on the red table. It was branded about being completely open and having everything out there. And
they were lying.
A little bit too much.
Except they were lying about the important stuff. Like, we're not together. If they're not together, she said they weren't together for 7.
It's a long time.
And
I think that's probably before red table talk.
Then she went on the Today Show. And apparently her take on the whole Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars, Paul, that's between y'all. I don't know anything about it. Like, it's a wild, wild take.
22, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
We remember. Oh, Hoda. We remember Hoda. We remember. We saw it, Hoda.
You did an eye roll.
Right. Yeah. And I did that eye roll not so much for me. And I think this is really important.
Oh,
the
good.
fact that
I love that. I love it when people preface their answers with, like, I want you all to buckle in. Because I think this thing that I'm about to say is really important. I want
It's very revealing.
Right. In case you just had the show on in the background, drop everything you're doing. Because this next thing I'm about to say, really important. And you can learn from it.
there could be a jab at alopecia.
Will then went on a...
That was important? How could you ever take a jab at alopecia? You could.
It's a nothing. I mean, no, never mind. I don't want to trivialize it.
Oh, you're gonna get smacked, dude. You're afraid to make fun of alopecia because you think an A-lister is gonna beat you up. I see you.
Door knocking.
Yeah, exactly. You're afraid. You know what you're afraid of? Welcome to Earth.
Profane tirade warning Chris not to mention his wife's name.
We remember Hoda.
Jada couldn't believe what she was hearing.
Oh, really?
What is going on? Now, first of all,
right.
I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time.
What?
Ooh, that's the rough one right there.
What?
This guy's defending me, and I'm like, why the fuck are you defending me? I'm not with you. Ill.
Like they were sitting next to each other. They were doing all. What about the table talks?
You legally are husband and wife.
Why did you just call me that? He didn't have it. Who's your wife? He had my name in his fucking mouth. What are you talking about?
I'm like, what is going on right
keep
now?
my wife's name
out
Hoda remembers.
of your mouth, right? And I'm like, but now I'm really worried for Will because I don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. Somebody called you G.I. Jane and Will Smith got up to smack him. What are you talking about? You don't know what's going on.
He saw your eye roll.
Yeah.
leaning over the stage to talk to Jada.
And Chris looks to me and he says, Jada, I meant no harm.
Oh.
Now, I'm just out of it because I'm really worried about
And
Will.
what's Will doing? He's just sitting there?
And Will's still talking. He's like, he's still, because now.
She's doing it again, dude. Can you hear the way she's describing Will? That guy is crazy, huh?
She's acting, well, yeah, she's acting like he's like they're divorced, like they're separated.
Yeah.
Like it's in the past, and like he's a weird, toxic person for
Like they didn't just do an extremely well-known series of shows where they made it really seem like they were married and husband and wife. And also they were married, and also they were sitting next to each other in the front row together as a couple. Like,
and she says we're still figuring it out. This isn't helping out.
No, this is actually making it significantly worse. Ladies and gentlemen, you have got to watch who you spend your time with. You have got to guard your inner circle. I don't care if this thing makes sense. I mean, Will Smith was not guarding his inner circle. He did not have good boundaries set up. I think that he met Jada. He started a family. He got in over his head. And the idea...
She's toxic.
Here, you know what I think it is? The idea of not being perfect is so scary to all of them. The idea that they can fail is so scary to all of them that they're just like, I'm just going to stay in this relationship. I'm going to stay until it drives a man so crazy that on a night when he's in a building to get a trophy for being the best actor in the world, he smacks Chris Rock across his teeth.
Now he's mad because Chris is talking to me. And I go, Chris, this is about some old shit. That's all I can think to say, right?
This is about some old shit that he's dealing with. Oh.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And I couldn't really take in his apology.
How unusual for Will, a guy who, I mean, on that kind of stage to do something.
Hoda with the questions. That was weird that Will did that.
Why are they acting like he's dead? This is such a weird conversation.
Will's like, you could just call me. Why you guys? I know both of you. One is his wife and the mother of his children, and the other is Hoda. Everybody knows Hoda.
Right. This is so weird. Imagine.
Let's talk about
an interview dropped with your wife, Sam, and she's just wondering about why you acted a certain way.
And then my wife's going, I know, Hoda. It's weird for me too. And I'm like, ask. I'm right here. You got my number. Just text. Hey, you good?
We're still trying to make it work.
Yeah.
It didn't work. We're trying.
Doing a very good job.
So insane.
Absolutely.
It's totally.
She called him insane. That's so insane. Do you know what would happen if, like, you were trying to do an interview like this? Can you imagine if they were doing an interview with Will and Jada had done something and they
my God.
Can you imagine if they called her crazy? If you called her you can't call people insane on television if you're Hoda. You can't just that's insane, isn't it? If you did that for her, do you know? Yeah. Do you know how
she was wilding out?
Jada's like insane, right? What did he just call me? What did he just say?
And then you get everyone on Twitter going, honey, please get out of that toxic relationship. Right. He doesn't deserve you.
Right. You can say Will Smith is insane, but can you imagine if you said, Will, Is Jada being hysterical again? Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Bruh.
On that kind of stage to do something so insane.
Absolutely.
It's totally
It's
out of
not
character.
him whatsoever.
And to Jada's surprise, she was also blamed.
You became
What? What?
They blame me? For what? This is outrageous. They're blaming
You put all of your bullshit out there.
moi? Me? For what? Why would you think I needed defending like that, Will? I don't know. You definitely haven't been driving me insane for a very long time.
Really odd, Will. Really odd. I'm gonna ask Hoda what she thinks.
I'm going to go talk to Hoda, Will, because you're being insane. Me and the sane, us sane women are going to talk because you are crazy.
Maybe this is just like how regular calls for her go. You know how like sometimes like the wife will call her best friend and she'll like be like, I don't know what's wrong with him.
I don't know.
But
Right.
with her,
Can you
she needs
imagine?
to have
Hoda was like, Sam has all those like wrestling action figures, right? That's kind of crazy, huh? My wife would be like, it is. It really is. I'd be like, what are you guys doing that for?
But this is the same as a house call for her. But the only difference is that she needs a whole camera in front of her and it needs to be broadcast.
Not only does she not mind broadcasting her secrets, she far prefers it. Hey, I have something incredibly personal and damaging, not to me, but more to my spouse, to get off my chest. Can we get a camera crew in here? Can we do this? We can do this live, pre-tape. What do you want to do?
And fuck my children. This isn't hurting them at all.
Yeah, can you imagine if your mom was doing that? What?
I would hate her. I would never talk to her.
Mom, what are you doing this for? I got to promote my book. Why would you write the book? You don't need to write the book.
The world needs to know.
Jaden's over there going like, we still got Karate Kid money. Why are we doing this? We still got Karate Kid money.
I'm going to get the call for the sequel anytime now.
We're still making royalties off the goddamn Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Why are you writing a book? Isn't she like an
awful? She's an awful human being.
Their production company made the Bel-Air show on Peacock. You think they gave it to him for free? No.
the bad guy.
Peacock pays very well. Very well.
Look what Jada made him do. Jada rolled her eyes, and look what he did. He ran up there and hit Chris.
Yeah.
Poor Will.
I love that Hoda's doing that. Oh, can you believe that they said Hoda probably said that too? You know Hoda said that shit too. She's in the room with Jada. She's like, oh, and then they were like, what? She rolled her eye. I don't know. Whatever they said. Hoda said that too.
That kind of reminds me of your interview style.
100%.
Shit stir.
100%. He said that about you? Can you believe what he just said? You must have a comment for that, don't you?
Riling her up.
That's what the narrative became.
Yeah.
Oh.
She says that's because 2 years earlier, Jada discussed what she called an entanglement.
Oh,
on
that's
her
right.
show,
You were right
Red
about the
Table
entanglement,
Talk.
hot dog.
My honest opinion about that is that narrative had more to do with the false narrative that I helped to create on the red table.
So poor Will because of...
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
The false narrative that she created, that she wasn't separated, led to people thinking that Will was mad about it. So what she's saying is she created a false narrative that made it so something that she did seemed like it angered her husband, which is your fault. You see? That makes sense,
You guys
right?
misconstrued my false narrative.
Right. Who created the false narrative?
I created it on the Red Table Talk, and for that, you misunderstood it.
And were you forced to do the Red Table Talk?
I was not, no.
Not only was she not forced, it was her idea. Like it was her. She produced it. Like that Milli Vanilli doc. The Milli Vanilli they're complaining because of how awful the producer was to them. She's the producer.
Of
the adulterous wife.
Yeah.
Who forced him to go to the table and sit there. You know what I mean? And now look at what she's done. She has the power with an eye roll to make him go up.
Folks,
slaps.
Where's the lie?
Where's the lie? Do you see how dangerous tone can be? She's literally explaining what I still think is exactly what happened, but
it's
she's
very accurate.
100%. But she's going like this. And it's like, if you think that very feasible story is true, you're an idiot. All right, well, I guess I won't believe that then.
I mean, there's no way that Will volunteered to go Red Table Talk. That guy was on the verge of tears during that episode.
Because she made him say they weren't separated when they were, apparently. There's a meme.
She was getting all this heat, and then she was like, Will, I need you to cover for me.
There's a meme going around that just says something like, wait 6 months and Jada Pinkette Smith will let you know she never actually even knew Will Smith.
Of
the adulterous wife.
Yeah.
Who forced him to go to the table and sit there. You know what I mean? And now look at what she's done. She has the power with an eye roll to make him go up and slap somebody on stage.
Correct.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for your admission.
That's definitely what I think we think happened there. But so, yeah. Jada Pinkette Smith is on a media tour, making things much worse.
Yeah, I found that one line from her. Pulled out the transcript.
Good. We love transcripts.
It's like, we just had this incredible bond with one another. And I tell him all the time, I say, if you think for 1 minute I'm going to give up the right to pull that plug, when your tail is in that hospital and 100 years old, I'm pulling that plug. No one else is going to get there. I worked hard to be able to pull that plug. Pull it. That's my call.
I worked hard. I earned what? I mean,
continues to say,
if my wife was in if my wife was in, I would hate to have to do that. I wouldn't be like, finally, all the years of torture in this relationship have paid off. Give me the wire, Doc. It's coming out the wall.
I earned the right to pull that plug.
Oh, no, Doc. No, Doc. I don't just want to make the call to pull it. I earned this. I'm pulling it.
I'm pulling it myself.
What?
She continued to say, and this is people, by the way. We just have this deep love for each other, and we're gonna figure it out. What that looks for us, and that's the most important thing. The interview says, "Are you still figuring it out today?" And she says, "We are." So it's an evolving thing. They're still figuring it out, Sam.
They got kids. The kids can pull the plug. And odds are the kids would be the one to pull the plug, because if Will Smith is so old that he's got to pull the plug, Jada's probably around the same age.
Jada does not want to leave, even though she was thinking about divorce. She wants it both ways, it looks like.
She wants it all kind of different ways. I don't understand it. I really don't, but it's getting very interesting. It's getting much worse. Every day another thing comes out, and it's much, much worse.
Where's Will's homies? Where's his boys talking about?
DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Like, bro, you're Will Smith. You can get anyone you want.
Who's Will Smith's homies now?
It's a good question.
Scientology?
Keefe D?
Is Keefe D homies with Will Smith?
That's what you said.
He can't talk to him right now. He would implicate him. Well, we got a big, speaking of conflict, big fight this weekend. Apparently it is still happening. Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis. Another conflict, another big fight, another one where personal relationships have become a big part of it. It really feels like the ultimate work yourself into a shoot scenario where I feel like most of these gimmick fights have been centered around trash talking, where both parties kind of know exactly where the line is. They're both just trying to sell pay-per-views, and it is what it is. Nobody has explained to Dillon Danis how to do this. Dillon Danis has just gone so far over the line that he's put Logan Paul in quite a state. And I don't know, have you seen any of this, Hot Dog? Did you see the confrontation?
I did. I have a favorite part in that whole thing.
Okay, well, this is from the Head On. Ariel Helwani, because they needed a journalist to cover this very legitimate sporting competition. They finished trash talking each other, right? This is a I don't know, get to know the media day. It's not the stare down, it's not the weigh in, it's just the confrontation or whatever. This fight is happening tomorrow, by the way. Okay. You see him, he threw the microphone. Logan Paul started it. He threw the mic underhand like a softball pitch in the direction, in his general direction. I throw a microphone in your general direction. And Dillon Danis decided to one-up him. Oh! Now, it was hard to see what that was from that angle. Luckily, somebody had a cell phone open, and we saw that it was indeed the microphone with the mic flag that Dillon Danis decided to hold up above him and spike down across the face of Logan Paul. Through the mic. Oh! He's broken skin. He made him bleed. He made him bleed his own blood. Logan Paul is now bleeding. And watch him. Is that the guy? Is that your guy? Is that your guy? I knew it was going to be it. I knew it was going to be it. The guy. It's over, man. So what are you doing? It's over. This guy right here, he just wanted to throw the bottle. One more. Oh, we throwing stuff? No, dude, stop. What are you doing?
How many people did he hit with that water bottle?
The whole group of them.
It's the most effective water bottle throw I've ever seen. He hit 3 people.
You can see it. You can see it comes in. You can see his face. He just got hit by a water bottle. It goes off his face, ricochets onto the back of this dude's head. Then it hits Logan, and I believe bounces onto Bully Ray here. And so everybody gets some.
Someone should sign that guy.
Oh, yeah. Look at him. Look at him. And he's cocked. He's ready. You can see his eyes. He's making contact. It was not just a random throw. He was looking. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Logan quickly retreats. Because again, I think
they retreated after the water bottle.
Yeah, they were like, oh, things are getting serious. Things are getting serious. Yeah, somebody in the chat saying this is like the JFK magic bullet. It's the magic water bottle. No, they threw like 4 or 5 water bottles. No, they threw one.
How can that be possible? It hit all of us.
Look at this. It goes. Boom. That's some for you. That's some for you. Yeah. I think grazes. Oh yeah, you can see the hair movement if you look at it. Right. It goes. You can see. Look at the eyebrow. See the eyebrow. See that? It goes. That's where it hit him, and then it hit Logan. It looks like it swipes across Bully Ray's face, and then hits this dude in the head. And then goes sending. And they almost have a delayed reaction. And this dude
got shot.
And this dude is standing there like, oh my God, I can't believe that worked.
They should analyze that video.
Yeah, I mean, it is amazing. They need to send this. Let's look at it. See, it goes off his head. Logan, yeah, definitely swipes across this guy onto Logan's head, and boom, there. I love watching this guy's face change as the water bottle makes contact with it.
Sam Banks said, back and to the left.
Back and to the left. You can see here the water bottle goes back and to the left. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. It's a magic water bottle.
Oh, they said we need to get the hell out of here. These guys' aims are too good.
How many water bottles? They got a lot of water. We gotta go. We gotta go now. There's a lot more water where that came from. So they, in order to avoid another incident, first of all, Logan showed up with like a Kanye full face mask on, which I think is because he didn't want Dillon to see the cut on his face, from when he chucked the microphone at his chin.
He could have gone a full Nelly.
Which
he had it. He had it right there
with the Band-Aid. It would have been a full Nelly. It does. The fact that Logan threw the mic first and then he got caught with the mic does make you kind of go to the fuck around and find out chart. It did feel like Logan in that case, and I like Logan Paul, I guess, but he did fuck around and then he found out. So he puts on the Kanye mask with the Prime logo on it, and then he shows up to the stare down. You know, this is the stare down, but they made it like a COVID stare down where they put a plate of glass in between them. That's why they're in the cage here. They were supposed to be like stare down so people could take pictures of them and stuff on the stage, but instead they made a box inside the cage, and there's a plate of plexiglass in between Dillon Danis and Logan Paul. Now, of course, you remember this thing got very personal because Dillon Danis keeps sending out photos of Logan Paul's fiance with other men, which
Not nice.
it's exceptionally disrespectful.
That energy for the ring tomorrow night on the Prime card.
Right. See, like, okay, see, that's the best. This is what I mean. This is what I mean.
They should have seen this coming.
This is what I mean. Like, Logan is like, I'll do something theatrical and I'll point to you from the glass. And Dillon Danis responds by just going, I'm going to try to kick the wall down and beat him up for real. And it's like, what do we, that's not how we do things here. I'm trying to be theatrical. And Dillon Danis is like, no, we're not going to do that.
Logan Paul.
He flips him off.
Let's do a real face-off. Let's do a real face-off. Let's do a real face-off. Let's do a real face-off.
See, like he's doing, let's do a real face-off. And Logan's like, why you always take it to the next level? Why you always do that? Why you always got to do that?
It's giving Elimination Chamber vibes when the heel was in the plexiglass.
That's
and
right.
Thinks that they.
I wonder if that's bulletproof too.
No, let's do a real face-off. Real face-off, huh? Let's do a real face-off. You're a pussy.
It's all broadcast
How's that like?
live.
Everyone's got killed in New York.
Tell the ring announcer to shut up. Dillon Danis is entertaining everybody. Shut up, dude.
So you
Exclusively
got almost killed in New
on
York.
the zone
Fucking pussy,
worldwide.
you little fat back
The
bodyguard.
sold out AO
Wanna
Arena
bring
in
Gordon to
Manchester.
He called his bodyguard fat. That's not cool. Why are you insulting the bodyguard?
You need a real fighter with you because you know you're a fucking fake fighter, you little bitch.
Oh, jeez.
Pounds.
Are you gonna watch this fight?
I'll find a stream for it.
Nice.
I'm not really keen for the
gimmicks.
gimmick. Yeah, but
Drake has bet
this one's gotten real.
very personal. Drake has bet $850,000 that Logan Paul is gonna knock out Dillon Danis.
Is this a regular boxing fight or
It's
just
boxing.
MMA?
No, boxing.
Mm.
If you know anything about
fucking-
Drake bets, that's not good news for Logan Paul.
Does Drake always lose?
Always loses. That's like the meme. Like Drake puts out his bet and then no.
Bet against it.
Yeah. So I don't know. And then they were trying to, I mean, this is
Dillon, 1 second, Dillon. You finally had a chance to face off. What did you see in his eyes when
He's
you
a
looked
pussy,
into?
bro. He has nothing behind his eyes. He has a bunch of cocaine behind his eyes.
I mean, come on. We can't accuse people of being on drugs. Come on, Dillon. What are we doing here? What did Dillon?
That's another lawsuit.
Of course, Dillon. He doesn't care.
He's a fake fighter. Let's do a real stare off like a man. But he's a fucking pussy. Where's Nina at? Where's Nina at, you little bitch?
Okay, he's talking about his fiance again. I mean, it's just he's crossing every line. Every line.
Why is he so mad?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not his wife. It's not his wife that got shown naked photos.
Look, I will say, yeah, exactly. Logan should be mad at him.
Right.
Yes, of course. But I think he also knows that the more over the line he gets, the more famous he gets. A lot of people did not know who Dillon Danis was.
I didn't have a fucking clue who he was
Right.
until
Like MMA
the mic
people,
throw.
MMA people know who he is. But like people outside of the MMA world might not have known who he was, and then he started just going after Logan Paul with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns, and boom, here we are.
But Dillon down? Was he a big UFC guy?
He
or-
was known.
I know he was. Conor McGregor's boy.
Yeah, he was known, but I mean, he wasn't McGregor, you know? He's not,
Right.
you know, Francis Ngannou. He's not, you know, but. And then more conflict. Did you see this? Everybody making a big deal out of this? Aaron Rodgers getting paid to be on Pat McAfee's show. A column came out in the New York Post exposing the whole thing. Aaron Rodgers is apparently getting paid millions of dollars to do interviews on the Pat McAfee show. Now, there are obviously a lot of people that don't like Aaron Rodgers because of what the things that he says. And there are people who, number one, they hold that against Pat McAfee that he platforms Aaron Rodgers. But number two, people hate it when you win in. The minute Pat McAfee got that bag from Disney, more people started hating. It's just going to happen. But the idea that it's at all controversial, I mean, maybe I'm off base here. But Aaron Rodgers doesn't just do an interview here and there on the Pat McAfee show. Aaron Rodgers does a weekly segment. They call it Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. You don't have to be a genius to figure out how business works. You can cross a couple T's, dot a couple I's, and figure out with basic arithmetic how Aaron Rodgers has directly made Pat McAfee millions of dollars. The idea, right. So the idea that somebody who's as big as Aaron Rodgers is going to do a weekly segment on a sports talk show that is also on YouTube making money. And the sports talk show is literally making headlines for making historic money. The idea that Aaron Rodgers wouldn't get paid, I think the fact that there are people in media that are trying to make this seem like it's a big, like, scandalous thing tells you how garbage media is. I mean, Pat, I believe, goes, oh, we're making a lot of money because Aaron Rodgers is doing the show. We should cut Aaron Rodgers in on that. That's what happens when people do weekly segments, are regulars on shows. That's what I tweeted out. Oh, my God. Put it in the headline. Show regular gets paid by show. I mean, am I off base? I think that the people who are against this are not thinking of it in terms of, like, am I actually against this on principle, or I just don't like Aaron Rodgers, or I don't like Pat McAfee, and so I'm going to turn this into a thing.
So, I mean, it's common practice that interviewees or guests for shows don't get paid, right?
Interviewees or guests, but interviewees or guests do not have weekly segments on shows.
They could sometimes. I just don't think. I don't think
you're not a guest anymore if you've literally got a weekly segment on the show. If every Tuesday at this time you call in and it's called Sam Roberts Tuesday, I'm leaving here with something.
What if you have a comedian on Jim and Sam every once a week? Maybe you don't call it Ian Fidance Tuesdays, but let's say
I would imagine if Ian Fidance came on every Tuesday, people would start to be really upset. But if, let's say, I love Ian. If Colin Quinn came on, if Colin Quinn came on every Tuesday, and we were like, oh, good news, everybody, it's Colin Quinn Tuesday. And this is what we do. And then Jim and Sam gets a bigger deal. Like, Sirius is like, we're going to pay you way more money. Why is that? Well, one of the big reasons is because every Tuesday, Colin Quinn ends up in the newspapers for the stuff that he says on Colin Quinn Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. You bet your fucking ass that CQ is going to be knocking at our door going, hello, if I did a Colin Quinn impression, I'd start, biting my knuckle and doing the Quinn, but I'm not going to try. But of course, if a comedian is on regularly, not just like a frequent guest that comes on and promotes gigs every time, but regularly, of course they get paid. When Opie was doing his show with comedians and it was the same comedians coming in over and over again, they were getting paid because they were regulars on the show. They were part of the show.
They were there Monday to Friday.
Bro, I'm not getting into their business. That's your thing. I don't get into other people's business.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't think it's an expose or like a shocking thing, like you said, but I don't think it's not news. I think it's just like an interesting article. Like, oh,
that's why they wrote it. That's why they wrote a big headline that says Pat McAfee pays Aaron Rodgers millions of dollars for interviews. They wrote that as that's a human interest piece. That's like, oh, cat stuck up a tree.
Well, that was going to be my next thing. The headline necessarily doesn't really match the actual article. The article is more of that style. The headline, as you know, the writer doesn't have control of the headline.
Oh,
the headline's going to be clickbaity.
So in the article, it's almost like, oh, good for Aaron. Like, good. Go get that bag. Like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But in the headline, it's like, what? We've been misled. Oh, this changes everything. How does this change everything? What?
Right.
Here's how it changes everything. As it turns out, Pat's a pretty good dude. Takes care of his people.
Yeah. No, I mean, I blame the headline for making it sound scandalous, but the article itself isn't like, isn't like, scorched earth, or this is like some weird fucking thing. It was whatever. I mean, I think it's worth posting.
If you ever made yourself a headline, I'd peel off a couple bucks for you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I could say some wild shit right now.
No, I don't mean headline where it's like former employee of SiriusXM and WWE Sam Roberts had hot dog on his show. I don't need those kind of headlines.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and if Pat's making huge money, like if the people that were helping him make that money weren't doing well, then the story would be Pat's a piece of shit. But he's not a piece of shit. He's taking care of his people, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, yeah, welcome to business. Show regulars are supposed to get paid. A minute ago, it was all like, oh, let's protest. Let's protest to make sure that people working on shows get fair compensation. And then it's like, hey, the guy making headlines for the show that because of those headlines gets paid millions of dollars. Let's expose the fact that he gets paid. What type of logical sense? What type of logical sense? Well, because Aaron Rodgers doesn't need it. Oh, I didn't realize we were going based on a charity system.
No one said that. And no one said it in that tone.
That's how I took it. I'm going Jada. I'm going full Jada on this one.
Okay, wait. So is your biggest problem the actual article that was written saying this is Aaron Rodgers making this much money, or is it the headline that is making it sound scandalous? Well, like, no,
no. It's the scandal. I don't mind it being reported. I mean, if you want to know what people are making, like those articles come out all the time. Aaron Rodgers signs a contract for this much money for the Jets. So and so is making this much money here. Like if it's just a report over how much money they're making, that's fine. But if it's clearly being framed in such a way where it's like, oh my God, this isn't what you thought it was, and people are reacting as if, hey, just so you know, there's more of a scandal here. Like this isn't a scandal. This is Pat taking care of his people. And the fact that instead of Pat getting credit for taking care of his people, it's like we're being misled on Aaron Rodgers Tuesday is ludicrous to me.
Is that the original? Is that the original headline?
No. This is a headline of the headline. The original headline didn't screen grab well, so I didn't. But yeah, go to the New York Post. Headline.
I'm gonna go to your account where you retweeted it.
Right, because
that headline doesn't sound that bad. It sounds like
this
one. He's taking care of his boys. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is raking in some big bucks to appear on Pat. That sounds awesome.
But then it says the byline is McAfee defended paying Rodgers well for his appearances. And it's like, oh, we're at battle. Oh, okay. All right. I'm here for the battle.
Okay. It was the New York Post. Okay. Exclusive. Pat McAfee pays Aaron Rodgers millions for exclusive interviews.
Right. Okay. See, for exclusive interviews, that's like saying, if you do these interviews with me and they're exclusive, I'll give you millions of dollars. As opposed to Aaron Rodgers makes millions of dollars being a show regular on Pat McAfee's show. Those are two different stories.
Yeah. And I'm skimming through the article. The article doesn't sound that bad. It just sounds like it's clickbait.
Right. Right. That's all. Hey, man.
Good for them.
Good for all of them. If you figure
out... You've been on Pat McAfee's show before. What's come on. Did you
That's a great
How
fucking...
How much he hit you with?
Man owes me some money.
Are you that mean now? Or like
I should
you guys
text
are
him.
getting paid?
I should text him tonight and go, dog, you owe me some money for that time I was on your show.
Send him an invoice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna need $75 for the time I was on your show.
Oh, actually, I didn't tell you what my rate was.
I didn't. We didn't
It's
go over
$10 million.
$10 million. You got it, bro. You got it. That's Bob Iger. You got it. I also hate that. He's got it. You got it. He doesn't need it.
Good for it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Before we get to Super Chats, every Super Chat gets read. So if you want, or acknowledged at least. I can't promise I'll read every single word always, but if you want your comment to be acknowledged, hit me in a Super Chat and we'll acknowledge every Super Chat. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've got another episode, should be coming out Thursday morning, as always, of The Satisfying Podcast with Sam Roberts and Nicole Ryan, or Nicole Ryan and Sam Roberts, coming up. So check that out. Leave comments, hit like, do the whole thing. And I would like to recommend, if you're looking for a fun horror movie, people had asked what I thought of Totally Killer a couple of times. I definitely on the wrestling stream that I did on Tuesday night, somebody brought it up, and I think it's been brought up before. Totally Killer is a new horror comedy, I would say. It's not really a horror movie. It's like a fun goof movie on Amazon Prime. Great for Halloween. Great for hanging out. You can watch. It's a horror movie you can watch with a spouse who doesn't really like horror movies. Basically, this the chick from Mad Men, she played the daughter on Mad Men. You know, she's grown up now, but in this movie, she plays a 16-year-old. And there was a killer in 1987, and he comes back in 2023. So she's got to get into a time machine and go back to 1987 to stop the killer. And it's fun. You know, it's a good time. They changed the time travel rules, which I like. They reference, there's sick refs in it, you know, referencing Back to the Future a lot. There's a lot of funny gags with how they go back in time. Like, she eats 5 pop brownies in one scene. And she's like, oh my God, are these pop brownies? And you think they're going to go with the, like, stupid trope where she gets really, really high. Except it's 1987. So the weed is all so weak that it doesn't do anything to her. So see, it's like funny stuff like that. Like, I enjoyed it. Or like she shows up and like she shows the police station and she's like, I got the killer's DNA. So you can just put this in your database. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, DNA in a database. Okay. You know, it's fun. It's cute. It's a good time. I enjoyed myself. And I love this season. I love horror movies. So Totally Killer was fun. I'm going to watch Goosebumps maybe at some point. Goosebumps is on Hulu and Disney Plus, I think.
I love this. This is like Oprah's book club, but for horror movies.
For horror movies, yeah. It's fun. It's a fun one. Totally Killer. All right. Super chat in. Poodlerific. Where is Clearly Lying from? Is it Chappelle? It is indeed. From Chappelle. It is.
Missed the word.
Huh?
Missed the word.
Dave Chappelle?
Oh, no, I mean from the quote.
Don't think so. So, yes, it is a quote that is passed around in the Hot Dog Travis Sam group text quite a bit. And many have been accused of clearly lying that will never come to light.
You know what my favorite one is?
Yeah.
It's the lying memes. It's that one, and then the fact or fiction, where is the host going,
it's fact or
we
fiction.
made it up. We made him up. This one was created by a writer.
Sorry, total fiction. Yeah. The dude from Star Trek: The Next Generation was just like,
this one was a lie.
Not true.
Yeah. We made it up.
I love it. Somebody with that, where they write, here's what happened, and you just hit them back with the fact or fiction meme. It is great every time. It's hilarious.
It goes on
every
for like
time.
a minute.
Yeah. Oh, compliments to you, Hot Dog. From Bo No Zombies, Hot Dog rocking the Gigi Allen mustache. There you go, Hot Dog. You do have
I
a
told
GG.
Sam I was gonna keep it. I was gonna keep it as a goof for the month.
Yeah,
It's-
you
it's-
do.
it's
You look
coming along.
You really look like Gigi Allen with that. That is true. Hopefully it'll end the same way.
No, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, of course. I couldn't help myself. Very obvious. Not Sam Lehman. Will Smith is the ultimate simp. That's not nice. That's not nice. I wonder if Jada will come slap the taste out of your mouth. Keep my husband's name out your mouth. Teddy Two Guns used to be a huge Will Smith fan, but now I'm not how your heroes. But now I'm not how your heroes will always let you down. You picked the wrong heroes, Teddy Two Guns. If I was your hero, I would never have let you down. I can't remember that I've ever let anyone down. Hot Dog, I'm your hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has your hero ever let you down?
Mm-mm.
That's what's up. He said as he's being held hostage with a gun to his head. Mike D, been here 4 years, and I like every show. One thing, though, when you show a clip, can you let it run through once fully, then run again, pausing it as much as you like? No. Reason for that is, number one, the show would take too long, and number two, I could have difficulty arguing that it was transformative enough. YouTube likes to hit me with the demonetization on not being transformative. You have to be transformative when you play clips. However, these clips are not difficult to find. Mike D also, oh yeah, I get invested in the clips you bring us. Too many pauses is all. I want to hear all the comments just after we get to digest the clip is all. Thank you, Sam. I respect it. I understand it. It would also take fucking forever to do a show. If I'm like, here's the clip, I'll let it play in full and comment after. Like, I can't. I'm not going to ever do that. Okay, we got an F, Marry, Kill for Hot Dog from B-Herb. Will, Jada, Chris Rock.
Kill Jada. Jada is gone.
Oh.
Dead.
Oh.
I'm gonna fuck Chris Rock and marry Will, because Will seems like a simp.
And you need to take care of him.
Yeah.
Will needs to be taken care of.
And if I need to gaslight him here and there, I can do that.
Right. And it'd be funny to tell your friends that you had sex with Chris Rock.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, you're the man, dude. Pinky Schultz, another F, Marry, Kill for Hot Dog. Jada, Will, or Pac?
Kill Jada.
Okay.
Jada's gone. I mean, you gotta fuck Pac. I mean, yeah, no, I mean, we're gonna fuck Tupac, and then we're gonna still marry Will.
You wouldn't marry Tupac?
No.
Too unpredictable. Too unpredictable.
I want Will.
Ew. And then he writes, Jim Norton approves of Will and Jada's relationship. I'm sure he does. PHWOFL, Sammy Brand Muffins, still waiting on the show with your dad and Lila Garrity. Why do you keep saying Dave Bautista is the best wrestler turned actor? Did you forget about the great Khali? That's true. Khali was very good in The Longest Yard. And yes, I mean, look, at some point, maybe Not Dad will be a thing. Right now, I got a lot of shows on my plate. What can I tell you?
He was made for radio.
He's great. He's great. That's why I got to bury him. Six Crow, thank you for the contribution. Suspect Phil, see, this is what I'm talking about. Sam, can you and Nicole watch Sopranos? You could start with season 6, episode 1. No, that was the Ian show. That it could still come back. You never know. That door's open.
It's like HBO and the shows that disappear for a year.
It's like The Sopranos.
Or 2 years.
It's literally exactly what The Sopranos did. You never know. The next season will come out at some point. Curb did the same thing. I'm saying that the watch along with The Sopranos show that me and Ian Finance did is as good as The Sopranos and Curb. Yes.
And then when Ian needs to rewatch everything from the beginning because it's been a year and a half, you guys can just do the rewatch.
That's true. Awkward Loser says, TF you doing? Showing no love for Oscar with your Men on a Mission toys. There's no Oscar yet. There's only Mabel and Mo. Oscar hasn't come out yet. I got Mabel and Mo represented, though. And you know who this guy is, Hot Dog?
I can't tell.
Everybody's saying.
Hold on. Let me make that screen bigger. Look at that bad boy.
Bob Gable, how much does Hot Dog get paid per show? Hot Dog gets a fair compensation based on what the show brings in.
And based on what I provide.
Right, exactly. Exactly. If you could justify how many of the few dollars this show brings in are purely hot dog based, I would share that with Hot Dog. These are my favorite from Suspect Phil. Why buy one when you could buy two at twice the price? I always love that.
Nice.
Mike says, now I want to come to the Notsam studio and slap you. Well, I'm not going to bring you in now. Another B-Herb F. Mary Kill for Hot Dog. Jada Pinkette. Oh, this is going to be tough.
This is a hard one.
Jada Pinkette, Art the Clown from Terrifier, and Angie.
I really hate that clown. I can't marry that clown because he's a psychopath. Can't fuck that clown who throws salt on me. I'm going to.
No.
No, give me a second here. I don't know which one I want. Can I kill all three?
No. There's only one K. Otherwise, it'd be KKK, and that's not a fun game at all. The game sucks.
Okay, I'm gonna kill. I'm going to marry Art the Clown.
Wow.
And pray that he doesn't abuse me.
Because you're
Maybe
married.
I can join in because he had that girlfriend in the movie.
You want to be the little girl. You want to be the little girl clown. You could be the little girl clown. Yeah, I get that. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Good thinking there.
He was cool with her.
All right. I appreciate the psychology there.
I'm going to have to.
We've got an F and a K left for Jada Pinkette and Angie, the former love of your life, who is now married and has a child. And you taught her out of video.
You know what? I don't know Jada like that. Maybe I was being a little bit too rough on her. Let's fuck Jada, and unfortunately,
that's the only option you're left with.
I can't even say it.
You would never want to, but it's the only thing that's left. I'll say
it is what it is.
You'll have to kill Angie. Unfortunately,
if that's what it comes to.
Well, that's what we're left with. I appreciate all you guys hanging out and going through that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Keep watching the Satisfied podcast with myself and Nicole Ryan. I'm very, very excited about that show. Nicole's very, very excited about that show. And I'd love it if you all could support that show as much as you support this show. We appreciate you guys very much watching. You got 5 styluses, so you might as well use them. Cheers with you later.